Sometimes when I have meeting with the building industry, I hear stories about the smart home not being a technology for today, that it's not ready, that the market is not about smart home already. And it reminds me a story that happened 12 years ago. 12 years ago, with a previous company, we introduced the first voice over IP line in France. And at this time, everything we hear today about the smart home was said about ADSL subscription being useless, or triple play being a product that customer had no interest in it. And if you look at what happened over the last 12 years on the French market, at the end of 2014, we had 26 million homes using voice over IP in triple play out of 35 million homes. So that's more than 70% of penetration. So over a 12 years old period, we can shift the vast majority of the home, more than 50%, to a new technology. And so the question when this adventure was over, I asked myself was, what will software eat next? What will the internet eat next? And the answer was smart home. And the question is, why now? Because some people say, you know, we've been hearing that story over the last 10 years and it never happened. And I think that the time is now, and I'm going to tell you why. Many reasons are aligned. Planets are aligned, and this is the reason why it will happen. First, in 2017, 2/3 of the population will have smartphone. The smartphone is a key element into the smart home, because if you don't have any smartphone, you cannot use all the appliances that are going to be in your home. For instance, you're not going to boot your PC to change the heater. You're not going to start a workstation to look into, you know, your security camera. You need a smartphone to do that. And we are at the stage where the vast majority of humanity has a smartphone. For tablets, which are also a key element of the smart homes, because usually tablets are in the bedroom, they're in the living room, so they can be a key control point of the smart home, and we are now seeing massive adoptions, at least in European countries. We have components which are getting cheaper and cheaper, so we can propose smart thermostat or smart security camera almost at the same price as dumb product. And Wi-Fi is reaching, and this is very, very old figures, 2011, we are reaching more than 70% of penetration of Wi-Fi into homes. So most of homes are eligible to the solution we introduce. And another key aspect is Bluetooth, low energy, and similar techniques extending battery lives to a point where customers won't have to change the batteries of their wireless sensors and devices over time. So we are facing a combination of the occurrence of mobile internet and smartphones and tablets, plus some breakthrough in technology that makes the Internet of Things possible, actually now. And this is going to be even bigger than mobile. If you look at these charts, the industry has been selling 10 millions of microcomputers, hundreds of millions of PCs, 1 billion of desktop, 4 billion of mobile, but the Internet of Things is an order of magnitude above that. And smart home is the first consumer segment of the booming IoT market. On this chart, you see the black line is the amount of PC, mobile, and computer and tablet that the industry is going to sell. And you see that this is going shortly less numerous than the amount of connected objects that the industry will sell to consumers. And if you look in more detail about the smart home, the two biggest subcategories by far are energy management and security management. And interestingly enough, it's different in the US and in Europe, security being the most important aspect for American consumers, and heating management and smart thermostat being the most important element of smart home for European users. Currently, 62% of Europeans want to have a solution for controlling their heating from their smartphone, although they probably have very rarely seen anyone having such a solution because the current market penetration is still low. So this is the picture in which my company is operating, Netatmo. We are doing Internet of Things for the home. Our historical product has been a weather station. The weather station category was lacking nicely designed, high-end product, and we designed it. We put it on the market 2.5 years ago. The product is operating in 175 countries. It's the biggest network of sensors of meteorological which have ever been deployed. Look on our website at the weather map. It's huge. You can zoom in countries and see that the amount of device that we have put into the hands of consumer. We have introduced a thermostat which has been specifically designed for the European market because competition products were designed for other geography, and we thought that the market was needing one. The product is doing extraordinarily well. And we are just introducing a home security camera with a brand simplicity and unique feature because this camera is the first one to include facial recognition. So instead of saying movement detected in your home, it will say that the kids actually came back from school or that an unknown person is present in your place. And we have done that in such a way that the privacy of the user is fairly preserved with lots of options, for instance, not to film when you are recognized and to film people only when they are not recognized. So our philosophy, I would say, is just two things which are important for the smart home. First thing is to simplify complexity, because if products are complex, then customer will not want to spend time using it. So a home camera with face recognition is in fact a much simpler product to operate than a home camera where you have to actually look after the movie. It's a way, basically, technology that helps you simplify technology is what we're trying to do. And the second thing is to work with great designers, because if you design products which are ugly, then they won't be tied to the walls of our customer. And this is extraordinarily important into the pace of adoption that we see for our products is also linked to their design, and for that, use great designers, spend money on design, because it's a key aspect of what we sell. That's basically it. I wanted to thank you for your time.